So right now we're going to start talking about learning target 3, which is I can determine the slope and intercepts of a function within a real-world situation. And also this is talking about how a zero slope might play into the situation or an undefined slope. Remember, a zero slope would be a horizontal line and an undefined slope is a vertical line because this would have a run of 0 and we can't have a run on the bottom of a slope. So a slope, when we're thinking about a slope in terms of a real-world situation, we're looking for how the situation is changing. The intercepts, we're looking for the value of each variable when the other variable is 0. So if you think of this example here, it says imagine you are adding water to a water vase that already had 3 inches of water in the vase. So the equation W of S equals 3 plus 2S gives how many inches of water are in the vase. So this is like the total water over there. Let me zoom in a little bit. So that's like the total water in the vase after S seconds. So this is talking about seconds. So first of all, when we're thinking about the slope, we're looking for how many inches of water are being added to the vase each second, because that's how the level of water is changing. And that answer is 2. Because for each second, we're adding 2 more inches. Now next, how many inches of water were in the vase before you started pouring? So that would be 3. We know that because before we started pouring, it is at 0 seconds. So at 0 seconds, we put a 0 in there, that would be gone, and so it would be 3. So how many inches of water were in the vase before you started pouring at 0 seconds? Well, there were 3 inches. So that means that 3 is the y-intercept. And how many inches of water are being added to the vase each second? That's 2. That's the slope. So it's like you're starting with 3 inches, and then from there you're adding 2 more inches each second. The y-intercept is the starting place, and the x-intercept, or the slope, is how it changes. Now, according to this equation, what is the x-intercept? Well, remember, when we're talking about an x-intercept, that means that we're going to plug in 0 for y. So that means, and remember, W of S, that's really the same as y. So I'm actually going to say 0 equals 3 plus 2s. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So I have negative 3 equals 2s. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I have s equals negative 3 over 2, or that's really negative 1.5. So my x-intercept is negative 1.5. Now when I think of what the x-intercept means, that means I put 0 in for y. So my y value is talking about the amount of water in the vase. So when I think of what this means, when I think of what does the x-intercept make sense, what this is really asking is, when W of S was 0, or when y was 0, or when there was no water in the vase, the time was negative 1.5 seconds. So at negative 1.5 seconds in this situation, 1.5 seconds before this situation started, there was no water in the vase. But our vase already had 3 inches of water in it. That was the starting amount. It never had less than that. So our starting amount was 3 inches, and then it grew from there. So in this situation, the x-intercept doesn't make sense. This does not make sense. And the way that we found it was we plugged in 0 for y and then solved. Or you could graph it and find the 0. Both of those ways would be possible for you to find the x-intercept. You put 0 in for the y and then solve, or you could graph it and find the 0. So that's all for learning target 3, thinking about how the slope and the intercepts play into a real-world situation. Have a good day.